Hello, welcome to Pod Potatoes.
That's the name of your podcast, Pod Potatoes?
That's the name of my podcast, Pod Potatoes.
Okay.
My name is Mark Selzer, and my guest today is Los Angeles comedian Jeremy Bassett.
What's up, Pod Potatoes podcast?
What's up, pod people, pod potato people? You do that thing like the beginning of WTF, where he goes, "What the pod potato wears."
I like that you reference other people's podcasts and make it yours.
That's what all the hip podcasters are doing now.
You're just talking about other podcasts.
Other
podcasts about other podcasts.
That'd be fun, you know.
Where we talk about other podcasts and what they're doing.
Just when.
If you're listening to this right now, shoot yourself.
Right. we could listen to what, you know how there's The Talking Dead, which is a show which is a podcast about a TV show. We could have like a podcast about other people's podcasts. And
this is why the rest of the world hates us. Not just Donald Trump.
Just
we do
we're
podcasts
trying.
about other podcasts.
We're working on it. We're working on getting other people to hate us. And also from Italy, Martina.
Hi, everybody.
Martina, you didn't tell me you're from Italy.
She is.
Where in the boot are you from?
Bologna.
Bologna?
It's not very popular.
Bologna.
You're going to make it popular tonight on this podcast.
You're going to make it popular tonight. Listen to that sexy voice.
What is there to do in Bologna?
Right now, we're having a podcast in a car right now, too. And it's about to eject me.
And my Prius hates Mark for a variety of reasons.
Right.
Most of it's not wearing a seatbelt.
And it's going to eject me out if I don't get this on. It sounds like phaser and overload. Did you ever see that on Star Trek?
Oh, yeah.
The phaser starts beeping
I'm
like
going to
that.
say I'm impressed. Mark, you got an Italian girlfriend. That's a status symbol in this country, man. You're an exotic woman. You're European.
And she even shaves her legs, too.
Yeah, but I can't cook.
Cannot cook?
You can't have everything with a woman, you know what I mean?
She can eat, though.
Wow, you got an eater, Mark. That's impressive.
She's good at eating. She's good at. But you have to get Italian. Do the most of girls? Is that really true that most girls in Italy don't shave their legs? Is that true?
No.
It's not?
Ignorant Americans, am I right, Marina?
Ignorant Americans.
Wait, no.
That's the stereotype in America about Italian women is that they don't shave their legs.
French women, buddy.
Nah, that's what the French say. It's Italian.
It's different. All guys have different stereotypes in this country about different European women.
The French say no, that's the Italians. The Italians say no, that's the
Marina,
French.
I've never heard that stereotype before. Mark is just making things up.
That's why. That's what they say in Turkey. They say when they say the Greek way. In Greek, they say no, that's the Turkish way.
Sounds like all these other European countries are shitting on other women and making up stereotypes about them.
Well, that's stereotypes about men, the Greek way.
What I'm saying is, like, they're saying that about these people, and then, like, people from Spain are saying, oh, Italian women never shave their legs, stay away from them, but as Spanish women, we're the best.
There was a politician that got in a lot of trouble when he told a joke.
When he
God, he was a member of the Bush administration, and he told a joke when, around the Iraq War, he said, if Turkey attacked Iraq from behind, would Greece help? And I think it was, I don't know, some minister of war or something like that. And he got in big trouble for telling the tasteless joke about Greece.
I think of all the things that come out of the Iraq War, that's something that scandalized people. So we're making a bad joke as opposed to the million people who died.
Does everyone in the south of Italy hate everyone in the north of Italy?
Well, not everyone.
Not everyone, but some of them?
Yeah.
I hear that about all European countries, is that the people in the north of the country hate the people in the south of the country.
And then what do you guys think of Sicilians?
I mean, I'm okay with everybody.
Okay.
But some people in Italy think the Sicilians are scum, right?
Yeah.
Marina, I'm part Sicilian, so I'm very offended by this.
Yeah.
He's not really offended, Martina. The Mommy, why do we hate the people from the north? Because they're from the north. They're scum. Some people in America hate the people in the south. Some people in the east and the left, the east.
Everybody hates everybody is what we can take.
Everybody hates everybody. That's what
for
the conclusion
very reasons.
Here on Pod Potatoes, we have concluded that everybody hates everybody for no apparent reason. That's the way it is.
Well, it's an apparent reason, it's just a dumb reason.
The people on the West Coast and the East Coast hate the people in the middle of America because they elected Trump. They hate them. So there's a division right now. You elected Trump, we hate you. But then before, the people in the middle of America hated the people on the East and the West Coast because they elected Obama.
Well, here's the thing, though. Do they really hate them, though? Because you start like going in depth about the whole like Russian Trump thing. Is it like the Russians use a lot of like bots on the internet and pose as regular people and start like trying to start fights about stuff like that?
Yeah, we have no idea what's going on with all the disinformation.
Yeah, they're employing literally over 1,000 people just to start little internet fights.
Right.
That's what war has become.
Right. And then Obama did that too. He had a lot of people on the internet, huge staffs of people on the internet doing a bunch of stuff.
You got all the scandals locked up. When
Snowden released all of that. He released their manual.
Well, that's like like surprise, the NSA is spying on people. The spy agency spies on people. Shocking.
What was weird was he was having people go online and attack people that didn't like Obamacare or any part of his agenda.
I do not remember that part of the scandal. Where was that?
That was, if you read a lot about what Snowden released, and I read a lot about what Snowden released. A lot. I was very, very interested.
I'm going on the record right now saying I don't ever remember hearing that, so I don't know if that's true.
I'll send you the link. Go to my website, and I will have the links.
This better be a real website. It better not be some like random ass name.
The links are below, as everyone says on the. As Philip DeFranco says. Does anyone here know who Philip DeFranco is?
I don't think I want to know who this is.
Philip DeFranco is like a guy on the internet who does kind of a news show, and he's really huge. He's been around for a long time.
Is he like an Alex Jones type who just does conspiracy theories?
No, he's not. He's a guy that just is a normal dude, and he's not really left or right, and he has one of the original like YouTube stars that's still around. And he has just hundreds of thousands of hits, every day, and he makes his living doing it. He gets income from it, which I would love to do, which would be nice, but so far it hasn't happened. But someday, who knows? Come up with a gimmick. I started bathroom reviews, and I did it only once. I need to do more bathroom reviews.
Are you reviewing other things, or are you reviewing different bathrooms?
I was reviewing.
That's even funnier to me. If you're going around Los Angeles.
Going around Los Angeles.
At this hotel, they got a great toilet. At this restaurant, not a very good toilet.
Right, and reviewing the.
Marina likes that idea. That's what you should do.
Right. So I started doing that.
Oh, this place lets you just walk in and use the bathroom. No, this place you gotta buy something. That would be useful, Mark.
It is. So we are.
This place has good toilet paper.
This place has no toilet paper.
Single ply.
You have to use the covers for the seat covers instead. And this, I don't like bathrooms where they don't have any I don't have any towels for your hands. And they just have those air dryers. I hate
environmental friendly though. That's what you want.
Right, but I hate
Los Angeles, Mark. You want to kill the trees.
I hate trees. I do. Every time I go to the forest, I can't see a damn thing. So I got to cut down all those trees.
You see Mad Max, and you're like, that's what I want. Just a wasteland of desert.
That's what I want. Mad Max. That's what I want in the future. We're heading towards that. Oh, now we're going right past historic Filipino town. I had no idea.
It's very historic.
A girl who was Filipino wanted to move in before Martina. She wanted to move in.
Do you only date women from other countries?
Yes. Stay away from American women.
Okay, Mark, what is it about American women you're like, no,
I like American women.
But you want to sleep with women from different countries.
Well, maybe women from other countries like me better because they're more sophisticated.
And you're very sophisticated. I've known you for a long time. You're very cosmopolitan.
So, anyway, she wanted to move in with her son and try for a daughter.
She'd be a daddy then, Mark. I think that would be good for you.
And as soon as I have a
Marina,
child,
are you ready to have this child?
As soon as Martina tells me we are having a baby, I am saying
That's a bunch of baloney.
I'm running
then
because
you're
I'm
late.
never going up on stage again as soon as I hear the word baby. We're going to have a baby. That's it. I got to go get a real job or just concentrate on my business and make my money. Do that 24 hours a day.
Sorry, Marie, it doesn't sound like you get to be a mom then.
She doesn't want any babies. Yeah, but let's listen to that. She vacillates back and forth. She vacillates. I don't really know what's going to happen.
So, Marina, how long have you been in the United States for?
A year and a half.
Year and a half? Your English is fantastic.
Hey.
It's kind of better than Mark's. I'm going to say that right now.
Right.
I know, right?
She spoke it already, and she
It took you
spoke
3
it.
minutes to say speaks.
Spoke it. I'm saying it wrong. She spoke it already in Italy before she got here.
Yeah, I mean, I studied English in high school, but that's it.
When you go to the cool clubs,
That was
in
all you
Italy,
needed. Again, you're speaking better English than Mark.
When you go to the cool clubs in Italy, do they speak English? Like when you go to the cool nightclubs in Italy,
No, of course not.
the cool cafes. Is there an American area in Italy where people speak English?
No.
There's not. Like in America, we have like Mexican areas where people speak Mexican, Guatemalan areas where
They
people
speak Mexican?
Guatemalan.
You want to revise that?
They speak Spanish.
There we go.
They speak the Spanglish.
In other parts of America, they speak American. Some parts they
of
speak
America
Canadian.
speak American. In New York, they just speak New York talk. I don't know. I can't understand it. And in England, they speak English. That's what they do there. When I was in England, I was stopping people and asking them for directions.
I'll say in England, they speak funny American.
They
That's
speak
what they
funny
sound like.
American over there.
Weirdest language.
And there are some areas.
Exit right to exit 2C, Broadway.
So thank you for that information, Car. And then anyway, when I was there, I was asking people directions just so I could hear the different accents because everyone had like a different accent. People would make fun of who's the singer of Black Sabbath? What is his name? Ozzy Osbourne. They make fun of Ozzy Osbourne the way he talks, but the way he talks is actually the way they talk in England, where he's from. When you go to where Ozzy Osbourne's from, everyone there sounds like Ozzy Osbourne.
He's from Birmingham?
Yeah, Birmingham.
That's how they sound there. Everyone talks like. How come everyone's here talking like Ozzy Osbourne? Are we switching freeways now?
Probably not. Just this is ridiculous.
It's just telling you to get. This does that sometimes. It tells you to get on the freeway and get off the freeway.
Yeah.
Get on the freeway and get off the freeway.
It's going to save you 5 seconds.
Look at these buildings.
Those are some buildings.
What city is
This
this?
is downtown.
We're still in downtown LA. Ugly downtown LA. Well, that building over there, I think I've been inside that one. That one that's the Veterans Hall. That has like a big theater in it. I saw the Butthole Surfers play over there.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw Fire Hose opening for the Butthole Surfers. And then I also saw Psychic TV. I saw Psychic TV there.
Nice.
Saw Genesis P. Orange, and he has these huge scars on his arms from when he used to cut himself on stage. And they used to suck the blood out and spit it in the audience.
That's a show right there.
When they were in a band called Throbbing Gristle, and I was touching his scars, and he grabbed my hand, and he started sucking on my fingers.
Sounds like a fun date.
So my hand has been sucked by Genesis P. Orange, which is as far as he's going with the sucking on me.
Don't say that, Mike. You never know.
I know. I know what I may do.
Maybe Marina's into that. She
That's
wants a
part of
devil's
my life.
threesome with you
Yuck.
and this finger sucker guy.
Yuck. Don't you know who Genesis P. Orange is? A lot of people don't. He was the singer of a band called Throbbing Gristle, which was kind of an industrial punk band in the 70s, and they split into 3 bands: Coil, Chris and Cozy, and Psychic TV, which were kind of the...
And Hanson.
Oh yeah, and Hanson too. And their children were in Hanson. And that was kind of the avant-garde of music in the early 80s, kind of the vanguard of the avant-garde of underground, punkish, gothish, industrialist, experimental-ist music. But this isn't a music show. But, I think I'll have musical guests on and talk about music, too,
In 500
in the
feet,
future.
turn left on North Alameda Street.
I like having these
Then turn
directions on
Turn
my
left on North
podcast.
Alameda Street.
Yeah, right.
Turn right to 10 Expressway and
But in the comedy world, almost nobody knows any of the music that I'm into, which is old punk rock. When I see the guy who runs the Comedy Store
turn left to US
wearing
101
patches of
South.
old punk rock bands, but I know him not at all. Egon. What's his name? Egon what? That's his last name.
Adam Egan.
Adam Eged?
Yeah.
It's not Egon.
Egon is from Ghostbusters.
Ah, who's that? Who's Egon in Ghostbusters?
That's Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis.
In a quarter of a mile.
Not my
Stay to the left to
favorite
exit
movie
1D.
that I know a lot
East,
about.
San Bernardino.
I don't know a lot about Ghostbusters.
Yes, I know it's a great movie.
Yeah, no, I mean I like it. I like it a lot, but I don't know enough to know the names of everybody in it except for Rick Moranis and
Stay to the left to exit 1D. East, San Bernardino.
what's his face's name from Saturday Night Live? What's his name? That's
Bill
the
Murray?
I know. Bill Murray from Saturday Night Live is in it, and that's about it.
I think you need Rick Moranis out of that movie. But you're like, yeah, who's that other guy?
Yeah. Rick Moranis, I don't know. I remember him. I remember him a lot. I like him. He's very funny. And I guess he made Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, and he made a bunch of sequels that went straight to video. And I guess they weren't planning on the original Shrunk the Kids to be a hit, but it turned out to be a big hit, despite itself.
Continue straight for 6 minutes to 10 Expressway and
Yeah, well, it's definitely a cult turn popular hit.
Right. I like they should have this in instead of a commentary about telling us where to go, I wish you would tell us where to go in the podcast and give us directions. That would be funny. Get off this subject now. This is
Okay, because this is your girlfriend back here. How did you guys actually meet? Or think about it before? Where does a guy go to meet a nice Italian girl in Los Angeles?
I do Airbnb in my living room.
It was my first time in LA.
Okay, and you meet, you're like, most girls are like, oh, I don't want to stay with a guy, but you're like, that's cool.
I have a living room and it's completely separate in my apartment from like my room. I have a huge apartment and I don't use the living room. I should give all this personal information out. And
What do you think's gonna happen, Mark?
I don't know. And
You're a lot of psycho fans. You're like, keep describing where you live. I'm gonna figure out where it is.
figure it out.
It's got a living room in there.
God, I have
That
a
narrows the
stalker.
search.
But I have so I have a huge living room and it's like way far away from my room, so I rent it out to people. And it's fun usually. And Martina we've been staying friends for a long
So
time.
paint me a picture then with Martina then at least. So you get invited, you're gonna come to America, you're gonna come to Los Angeles, and you get this Airbnb, you walk in the door and you meet Mark. What's your first impression? Was there an instantaneous attraction or is it just some guy?
No.
We were just friends at first because she's an Airbnb, so I'm like being very careful not to be,
Right, exactly.
you know,
Right.
yeah, you don't want to be creepy at all.
Hey, welcome to my house.
Airbnb.
She'll be sleeping over there.
Well,
I like to walk around naked, no big deal. Don't
Yeah.
ruin it out. You staying there for one night or for a long, like a week or a month? How long are you going to be in this house for?
She was there a couple of weeks,
Oh, okay, so there's enough time to get to know each other.
so we were friends for a while.
Okay.
We were friends for a while.
2015. And you guys just keep in contact, right?
Kept in contact on
I
Facebook.
used to live in Baltimore at that time.
Okay.
And I actually came back to LA last year.
Because you're like, screw Baltimore. If I'm going to live in America, I'm going to live in a cool city, right?
Huh?
Because you're like, screw Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I want to live in a cool city.
She's a nanny. She changes diapers for a living.
Okay, that's a cool
No,
job.
no.
What do you actually do, Maria?
No, you know, I just drive kids to school and from school.
soccer practice in the minivan.
No, ballet. They're funny kids.
Nice. Okay, so you come back to LA, and then you're like, hey, buddy, I'm back in town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that.
So at what point were you like, I think that we should take this to the next level? What's Mark's move? Or what's your move? I don't know. Maybe you're the pursuer.
I'm very mushy. I'm a very emotional, mushy person.
So she saw you crying, and she's like, this guy's sensitive. Like, that's better than the chauvinistic Italian
Oh,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Sensitive American guy.
I just would hug her, and so if the hug goes on for a long time, then
How long are these hugs going on for, Marina? That's your move? You start hugging a girl and you don't let go?
if you see how she reacts, yeah. And I talk to her about feelings and stuff.
About your feelings or your feelings for her?
And my feelings for her. And then usually they run. Ah! A person with feelings! Ah! Most people run away.
Okay. But Marina, when he started talking about his feelings for you, what was going through your head?
I don't know. It was kind of a rough period.
So you're like, I just need any man in my life.
No.
He'll do.
I was kind of confused and everything, but I said, okay, let's see where this goes.
That sounds very romantic too. Okay.
All right.
I'm bored. Why not?
Like, you know,
He's okay for an off night.
let's keep like dating and let's see. Now here we are.
How long ago was this? Last night?
10 minutes ago. This morning, yeah.
How long ago was it actually?
It took a long time. We were friends for a long time.
Okay, so when did he confess his feelings? Was this like 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, last night?
I would just say things like, it was nice seeing you, I look forward to seeing you again,
Well, Maria, how old is this
I
relationship?
miss you when you're gone, forever and ever. And for a while, she looked like she was going to have to go back to Italy.
Okay.
So, what is this lane we're in now? Are you sure this is the carpool lane, or is this one? Oh, you have one of those things.
Stay to the left.
I remember
Expressways to
we were going once to this awful show. Greg Buckman and I were going to this
Stay to the
horrible
left.
show.
10 expressways
And
to home.
way down way past Long Beach. It was a hideous drive, and we were in this lane, and we thought it was just a carpool lane, and we could be in it.
Continue
However,
straight
you
for
needed
3
some
minutes to
special
exit 42B.
thing, and we
State
got
Route
like a
71
huge
south
ticket,
Corona.
and he wouldn't let me pay any of it.
Well, Greg's a very nice guy.
Greg is a very nice guy.
I would like to pay for parking.
Yeah. Which is why we like you. Which is why we picked you.
Okay.
Go out there to this gig with us, with the pizza place. And I have no idea. I've never been to this show.
And Maria, have you seen Mark do stand-up before?
Yeah, of course.
Man, that's what got you into him, right? You're like, I love a funny guy talking to a microphone. You've seen him perform hundreds of times?
No, not
Hundreds of times. Seen her perform many, many times. She really loves my joke about how I used to sing for a Christian, AC/DC Christian rock cover band. We were called AC/DC.
So, okay, Mark versus Italian guys. Are Italian guys funny? I don't even know.
It's like,
A different type of humor.
yeah, it's a different type of.
What's Italian humor about? Crude sex stuff? Is there an Andrew Dice Clay of Italy?
A what?
An Andrew Dice Clay of Italy?
Yeah, she would know who that is.
Do you know who Andrew Dice Clay is? Ah.
Thank
No,
God.
no, Andrew Dice Clay. Wow. How about Steve Martin? What are comedians that you do know? Not many, just me?
Mark, you're the funniest comic she knows. You're also
Right.
the only
Only Only one. I've been to lots of comedy shows. With me, it's fun.
Do you prefer American men over Italian men, or Italian men over American men? You don't prefer any? Just guys and guys? clearly Mark is number one, but like every other guy not counting him.
So what about you, Jerry? What about your love life? What's going on with you? How's life for a semi-unknown comedian in Los Angeles?
Dating someone, I don't even know how it's going anymore, because we're like, we don't see each other that much right now, so it's like, is this over or not? But we're still texting.
Is she a comic?
Yeah, she's still like,
Dating comics is hard. Every time I've dated a comic, or tried to date a comic, it's been a disaster.
yeah, I mean, well, dating's always a disaster. Well, when you gotta keep running into them, it gets
Yeah, no, I saw it when an ex of mine at a show, and I didn't like it.
no, it's terrible.
Talk to her.
I don't get people who want to stay friends with an ex-app.
Oh, I do. I'm friends with all my ex-girlfriends, except the comedians. Except the comedians. So I go back and after I go out with a girl, if I break up with her, I go back and try to get her back as a friend, or she goes and tries to get me as a friend. In fact, my ex-girlfriend is going to be my roommate.
Uh-oh, Maria, how do you feel about that?
I mean,
She knows her. She knows her.
yeah.
They're friends.
They should
No.
Okay.
Because we trust each other. She knows I'm not. She knows I'm very.
Mark, here's the next question. If Maria's like, hey, my ex-boyfriend's gonna come into town from Italy, he's gonna stay at my place.
No fucking way. No fucking way. I'm kicking his teeth in, man. I'm coming near her. She's not allowed to talk to her ex-boyfriends.
Okay.
She knows how I am emotionally, so she doesn't worry about it.
Marina, how is he emotionally then? That's the next question.
Bushy?
Yes.
Bushy?
Very bushy. I'm the girl in the relationship.
When was the last time Mark got very emotional?
Always.
Yeah, well.
What happened? Did he like see like a sad movie? Did he just start getting depressed? Did he
not
say
really
something?
about-
He's like, you hurt my feelings. And he
It's
started
not
crying.
really about movies and stuff like that. It's just about, it's about relationships. Relationship things.
Okay, then what's Marina to make you emotional? That's
She
weird.
just beats herself. Just be herself. It's just her.
She's a passionate Italian woman and that like picks up your emotions.
It's her personality. It's what she emotes to. It's what I feel she emotes. What I feel that the emotions that she sends to me in a nonverbal way.
As soon as you're going like, I don't know what you're feeling, I'm going to assume that you're
No,
judging to me.
it's what I feel that she's feeling.
It sounds insane.
I know. But it is.
Sometimes just going, I feel like you're being too. What emotion do you read off of her without her saying?
The emotions I like. So it's
Okay, so it sounded like it was something negative.
no. It's good, of course.
It was like, I feel like you're full of love, and now I'm full of love.
It's what I feel from her, emanating from her emotionally. How I respond to it emotionally. It's an exchange of emotional ideas of what I perceive.
This is the most LA description of love I've ever heard.
Really?
It's ideas that are flowing out of you. Use crystals to focus on emotions and the energy between us.
Yeah,
You're unspoken.
she was shocked when she first heard me say a lot of really crude stuff. A lot of people hear me on stage, not as much now, but say a lot of really crude stuff, and my humor a lot of times is very crude. And I talk about sexual perversion, which I think is funny, but a lot of sexism and a lot of misogyny on stage. But that's just because that's what I think is funny. But I remember when the first time she heard me on stage being really crude, I could see her shocked. Her face was shocked.
It's like, where's my sweet Mark?
Like, yeah.
What, dude?
He's usually reading me poems.
Dude. Yeah, I can be disgusting.
I know, Mark. I know only too well.
Estimated time in traffic, 16 minutes.
16 minutes? We're already going to be there? Really? I hope they have some good pizza at this place. That's what I'm hoping for. I'll say at least give us some pizza.
So I asked this before. How long have you guys been together now, then, romantically?
Not enough, because she's been out of the country.
Okay, so she goes out of the country and then it's over, but she comes back.
But she comes back. Maybe. Maybe she comes back and we're just friends. Depends.
When are you going back to Italy then?
August.
August. So you've got like what, 4 or 5 months together now?
Yeah, but like 4.5, yeah, something like that.
And then how long are you going to be in Italy for?
Well, my visa expires, so.
Oh, until you can get a visa to come back in. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get a visa to come back. What can we say? But what about you? So you don't know if you're going out with this girl or not?
No, I know I'm going out with her. It's just we like barely like have time to see each other anymore. When we do, it's fine. But now it's just like,
you don't even know.
yeah, with stand up, like she's got a regular job, so at night I'm doing this stuff, and I don't have much time to see her. During the day she's working when I would be free. And on it goes.
I never see you at any shows. I never see you at anywhere.
I move in different circles. Yeah.
I guess we're in different circles. We were on the show together, or we were on the same show in that little tiny place, the Dow Comedy Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Tao. Is that still going?
That place is still going. Yeah, it's on Beverly.
Yeah. It's a really tiny place.
Yeah.
It's really tiny. Anya is still doing a show. Do you want to do Anya's show?
Sure.
Okay, I'll send you to Anya. He probably remembers you. You know, a lot of people put down Anya's show, but I see people all the time in the Comedy Store, national headliners at 12:30 at night, bombing in front of three people from Ohio, and then people complain about other shows. Oh, Anya's show sucks. That show sucks. Come on. I see. Who's the roast battle guy? Who's bald? What is his name? I can't remember his name.
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross. I see Jeff Ross at the Comedy Store bombing in front of three people in the middle of the night. And then people say, that's the most prestigious stage in the world.
It's the most prestigious stage you can bomb in.
You can bomb on. And, people complaining about Anya's show, there's not enough people there. Come on. It can suck everywhere. It sucked really bad when it was down in Long Beach, and I'm going to go all the way to Long Beach to go perform in front of 5 people.
Comedy's hard, man.
But usually, that's just the way that it is. Sometimes in comedy, you got to accept it. You got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes I would go to that show, and the room would be full of people. It'd be fantastic.
You got to be fucking disciplined to get out of it. Look at Marina. Every 6 months you have to go back to Italy, but you're like, screw it, I'm going to keep coming back to America until I can stay forever. That's dedication right there.
Right. Just dedicated to coming to America. But the thing is, with Anya, sometimes they would tell me, I'd go all the way down there, if it's far away, and they would tell me like 6 minutes. I would do just like, I'm not going to do 6
you mean
minutes.
the spotlight shows?
I am not, yeah. And I'm like,
I don't want to do that show anymore.
minutes.
I just realized what you were talking about.
I would do 12.
It's alright. That place is good for doing like crowd work and stuff.
I would just ignore the light.
You can't do that, Mark. That's bad. We do the Bears.
Well, because I didn't care. They could throw me out. But Anya's fine. He's fine with me doing, plenty of time. It's if somebody else is running the show. He was the first guy who really would just put me up every week.
Yeah, it's really good about that stuff.
He would just put me up. At one point, I was booking half the show, half the people that were brought by me. But it's still better than bombing in front of 4 people, 3 people at the Comedy Store at 12:30 at night. You have less. It's not as prestigious, but who cares? At least it's an audience. At least it's something. Not that I don't know. I mean, I certainly would love to be passed through at the Comedy Store, but that's never going to happen because I doubt anyone ever in their 50s has ever been passed through that's not already a famous comic at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, probably not.
Never. It never has happened. I can always be the exception, but so just go, okay, well, that's not my path, I'm on a different path. I'm on the Alaskan path.
Yeah, that sounds like a cooler gig to me.
And the Riverside
Alaska's
path.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I just heard
You
this
should
thing.
go with Marina back to Italy, start up a show there. And
Right.
you'd be like the only comedian in Italy.
And then I could tour. And I could be performing.
And then you
there
can have me come open for you, and I can
Right.
meet some beautiful
yeah.
Monica
Italian
Bellucci
women.
Italian girl. Maria, Monica Bellucci is my favorite actress of all time. She's the most
Really?
beautiful woman in the world. I love Italian women.
And then there's I can perform in front of thousands of Italian people who don't understand a word I'm saying. Because they don't speak
Look at Maria, though.
English.
She's took a couple of classes in English in high school, and she speaks better English than you. Go
She
get
does.
it. Or you could have somebody translating your jokes next to you. That would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. Sign language, translate my.
Move
jokes
over
into sign
Roberto
language.
Benigni. You'll be the biggest comedy star over there.
Oh yeah, it's Roberto Benigni. You see the guy that did The Monster and all that stuff?
He did that movie. It was a comedy about surviving a
Concentration camp. It's a
Yeah.
comedy about a concentration camp. Yeah. No, I used to love his films. I used to watch his films all the time.
Yeah, it's hilarious at workshops.
Now I'm just tired. Now I'm just tired of him. I don't care. Did he even do a movie after that? Where he
Yeah,
worked
he did a movie
at
about
Pennyworth?
Pinocchio, and then I'm sure more movies in Italy.
I've never seen them after that. After that, I got burned out. After that, his novelty has worn off. Worn off after that. It's all over.
Take that, Roberto Benigni.
Roberto Benigni. So what do you think about Trump, Jeremy? I heard you were out protesting Trump
Bunch of times.
endlessly. Are you still mad about Trump?
I mean, I don't even know if mad is the right word anymore. I'm just interested to see where this whole scandal with Russia goes.
It's gonna go absolutely nowhere.
Do you think it's going to go nowhere? I
all
don't know,
made up
man.
by the media.
How is it made up by the media?
Well, they've never provided an iota of evidence that any voting machine was ever hacked.
Oh, no, they've never
or
said any
changed
voting
or anything
machine
like
was
that.
hacked, but the Russians overtly tried to influence the election and may very well have been colluding with the Trump campaign to do that.
Well, the WikiLeaks people that released all the emails say that it wasn't Russia. So, who knows whether they're telling the truth or not.
Well, see, but that's the thing. It's not only coming from WikiLeaks. It's literally every other intelligence agency. The Russians have been trying to do this in other parts of the world. Last night's news is that Michael Flynn is trying to get immunity to testify about it.
And Trump wants it to because he says it's a red herring. I mean, we know the press hates Trump. And
Okay, here's the next one. Why do you think so many random Russian diplomats and dignitaries have suddenly been died who are connected to this?
I don't know.
Like people who are mentioned in the dossier from that guy Chris Steele in England.
I don't
Why do you
know.
think that was happening?
They're dying. Russian diplomats are
Just
dying.
within the last few months, 8 different guys have died. Not just critics of Putin, but people who have been related to that dossier who are supposed to be his contacts.
I'm not surprised of anyone who's a critic of Putin.
But this is also guys who worked for him in relation to people who are mentioned in that dossier suddenly just died.
Uh-huh.
So
I don't
that
know.
has nothing to
See,
do
I haven't
with
heard that. I read lots of news every day. I haven't gotten to that tidbit yet. And I try to go to different news sources. I try to go to the Huffington Post, and I try to go to
What about
Drudge, and
Next
I try
thing.
to go everywhere.
Between the servers, because Trump Tower is a huge thing, one of those servers was getting a bunch of weird connections with Alpha Bank, which is a Russian bank that's a front for Putin and his government.
Mm-hmm.
80% of the contacts between that was just between this Russian bank.
So far, I haven't really heard anything that really convinces me in any way that they interfere with the election and because you have to see some kind of idea that these Diebold voting machines were hacked in some way by
That's where the
Russia.
confusion happens. They do say that they started looking through the machines, but they didn't actually do anything yet. It might be for a future election about the registry and all that.
Well, that tells me that what it should be done is we can get rid of those stupid Diebold voting machines, which I don't trust anyway. If someone can hack into them, then why do we have them at all? But before there was a bunch of voter fraud too. We saw that in Florida with the hanging chads, and there was a
let's say focus on this thing, so we're not going off on like a random conspiracy tangent.
Okay.
So you're like, you haven't heard anything about the Russians who died.
I
You haven't heard anything about how his server kept connecting with Alphabet. Why do you think that then there's 17 different intelligence agencies who've all like listened and overheard Russians talking about how they've been working with Trump, and that there's all this evidence because they look at like the online hacking, like the DNC, and how information was released, and you're like, they're all lying. All 17 of those intelligence agencies are just making this up. That's what you think?
I haven't really heard anything that they, in
Mark,
any
we've
way...
been doing Senate hearings about this for like the last...
Yes, and I still haven't heard any evidence. I mean,
Here's
I'm not a big Trump supporter or anything like that. I didn't really care.
Okay, but Mark,
I voted for Gary Johnson.
let's back up though. So you think that all these guys who go and testify from these different agencies, these different experts, are like, it was clearly the Russians hacking. You think they're all making that up?
And everyone's hacking everybody.
Oh, I don't doubt for a second that like we try and hack them. We're talking about this specific instance.
But did we try to interfere with their? Is it evidence that we tried to interfere with their elections because we hacked their computers? I'm sure the Russians are out there hacking everyone inside, just like Snowden.
Okay, then why do you think all these other countries are all like talking about specifically?
I am sure the Russians are out there hacking everyone, just like Snowden revealed that Obama is out there hacking everybody also. So it's like, it doesn't mean just because we hacked a bunch of computers in Brazil doesn't mean that there's any proof or that we had anything to do with altering the elections in Brazil. But you know, the United States has in the past altered elections in other countries, supposedly, and we've done all kinds of political espionage all over the world. Are the Russians really capable of hacking into our diebold voting machines and changing the vote? What it comes down to is that the people voted, and they voted this guy in.
But see, Mark, here's the thing, though, and I think you probably would have won anyways, but it's still like, you're getting two different issues confused with this, right? None of the intelligence agencies have said that they went into the machines and tried to actually change actual votes. What they're saying is that they use a sophisticated amount of just using internet trolls and stuff like that to raise fake news, which would be like articles saying like Pizzagate that Hillary Clinton was part of some pedophile, just crazy stories that influence people to vote for Trump, and that Trump was feeding them information about which are like the key states to do that in, because that's where it could be a swing state for him to win.
Is that necessarily illegal?
It's very illegal.
How?
And also the other thing was it's also illegal.
You could hire a foreign firm to do internet advertisement during an election.
That is, and this is like literally colluding with other punches, and then he was getting financed, the other thing, through Russian banks who were laundering money into his
Well, it's
campaign.
illegal for a foreign country to donate to an election campaign in the United States, I believe. So that would genuinely be illegal. But so far, I've just seen, you know, the press who hates Trump throwing mud at him, trying to get whatever they could to stick, which is what both sides have done
Okay,
before.
here's the other thing.
Before it was Fox News 2 was throwing everything they could at Trump.
This isn't just the news, it's the intelligence. I mean, again, all 17 of the different agencies are like, this is looking very suspicious. And even if the media was saying all this stuff, if they print like a blatant lie, why wouldn't they just sue them? Because all these, like the dossier from that British spy, that bunch of that stuff's starting to check out. If any of this was like a blatant lie, it's liable. CNN, MSNBC, whatever you want to say, they may not like them, but they're not dumb enough to print something.
I don't really know if you could say it was. Once you're a public figure, it's pretty hard to sue for libel. So he's, you know, as public as you could possibly ever get, unless you're saying that, you know, I don't know, he has sex with little boys. I don't think that there's really any way you can. There's someone that is actually suing in New York over the New York governor's race for libel. I think he's suing the Libertarian candidate, suing the Republican candidate for saying he was a sexual pervert. That's possible, but Trump suing someone for libel, probably pretty difficult because he's a public figure. You can say whatever you want about a public figure.
Okay, here's the next thing then. They've also put in other people, like his campaign manager and Carter Page, people who work for him, where they're able to say, these guys have worked for the Russians in the past, they're clearly involved in this. Why don't those people then sue them? Because they're not as public figures. If this is all made up, when they just be like, I can prove that's not true.
Well, we will see what happens. You know, you have to really find something that's illegal that's done in a possibly through a if you know what would the Trump campaign be doing? They would say, okay, go hack into Hillary's emails and see if you can find anything that's bad. So the Russian Secret Service goes and hacks into her emails and tries and finds stuff, gives it to WikiLeaks at the request of Donald Trump, and then it supposedly maybe alters the election in some way. Is that illegal?
Yes.
Is it?
There's no way that's legal. And then taking money you're colluding with a foreign government.
I think, well, is it with these private firms in Russia that were doing this?
These are fronts. They're what they're saying are fronts for Russian intelligence.
If you have a private company, you can hire a private company, I believe.
Well, they haven't hired them. This is them colluding.
If I hired a Russian company to hack into your email to see if you stole money from
that would definitely be.
Would that be illegal or legal?
Yes, because you can't hack into people's accounts.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
There's no way it's legal to coordinate with someone to hack into someone's stuff.
Hillary also, there's proof that Hillary was causing violence and setting up trouble at Trump campaign rallies.
Where's the proof of that?
There is.
You can't just say there is without being like...
I don't have every single link. But
are these going to be on real news sites and not like whack job big Facebook page?
Well, you know, how real is CNN? CNN reports
more real than some whack job big Facebook page.
This is reported by, I understand, by CNN and even the Huffington.
Okay, what about this? What I'm going to say now is that, like, some of these sites are like literally fronts for the Russians. They create these like low-level
people say that Alex Jones is a front for the CIA to distribute misinformation. So, you know, who knows what is real anyway, out there anyway.
Okay, what about this? What about they have clips during one of the debates where Trump literally looks in the camera and goes, "Hey, Russia, if you're listening, please find Hillary Clinton."
Right.
You don't think that looks a little suspicious?
No.
Or this guy's that enthusiastic about Vladimir?
Okay, well, that would say it's not necessarily illegal.
It's not illegal, but you don't think that looks suspicious when taking account all the other things?
Is it illegal? You know, that's what it comes down to.
My final point, Mark, the thing about the Russian P-tapes. Look at Donald Trump. You're telling me that guy isn't into women fucking beating on him? Marina, am I right? He looks like one of those guys. Weird New York business guys. Every time I talk to them, like people who know them, they all go to prostitutes or like pee and shit parties. You know nothing else about this. Someone told me about them, but oh yeah, that makes sense. He seems like one of those guys.
Yes, but that's not illegal.
What I'm not saying is in conjunction with all these other things.
Beating on each other is not illegal, but paying someone to pee on you, I believe, is illegal in most states.
But this was in Russia. It didn't happen. It was in Moscow and St. Petersburg.
But I don't think it's illegal anymore. Well, I don't know.
If that part is true, you think that it's okay if Vladimir Putin
that was proven to be completely wrong. It was proven to be completely erroneous. It was part of some fiction, some fan fiction that somebody wrote.
Where is this fan fiction?
Yeah,
I read a lot of this. No one is saying that that's fan fiction.
Completely debunked. It's complete garbage.
Who's debunked this, Mark?
It was the FBI. No, but now
the FBI has not debunked it.
CNN
is also not debunked.
It was part of somebody's fan fiction that they wrote and got stuck into a briefing. Yeah, I watch a lot of news, and I haven't.
Where are you?
And the conclusion is.
Were you on drugs when you saw this?
I do not use drugs, and I read the news every day very religiously, and I really haven't seen anything that really convinces me of any kind of illegality and any kind of connection between.
And you don't even admit that you think the Russians are trying to hack.
I mean, if it was illegal for him to say, "Hey, Russia, go find Hillary's emails," if it was illegal, I doubt he would have gone up there and said that because he's surrounded by lawyers 24 hours a day.
Yeah, he tweets a bunch of random crazy stuff all the time. He's still sane enough not to do that.
But he is still a person that deals with international law because he does business internationally for a living, and he has lawyers constantly.
So a guy who's been repeatedly sued all the time, you think really knows all about
if you're running many kind of businesses, you're going to be sued all the time.
Not on this level, though. Even other businesses are like, you get sued a fuck ton.
Well, you know, it's just part of doing business. Unfortunately, in America, getting sued all the time is part of doing business. You know, not that I'm a huge Trump supporter. I'm just not like, you know, how bad would it be with Hillary now? You know, would it be
Not this
worse
bad.
right now?
Not this bad.
You know, if she wants to spend even more money on war than he did.
Based on
We'll
what,
see.
Mark, where are you getting this from, though?
Where
He's
am I
trying to-
getting it?
Where did Hillary say I want to spend way more money on war?
On her website.
Where on that website?
In her foreign policy.
She said I'm going to spend way more money
She
than other
wants to
people.
She wants to continue with the Obama foreign policy. I think Obama spent something like $6 trillion on the war. And he said,
$7 trillion.
and Trump
Trump's
said,
like, I'm going to be fucking building up the military way more than everybody
yes,
else.
but Trump
You
said,
have no idea what you're
Trump
talking
said, why did we, you know, he campaigned on that because I watched the Republican debates. And he argued with all the other candidates. He argued against the Bushes, who are very pro-war, and he beat the Bushes. He said, why did we go into Iraq? I wish we had our $7 trillion back. We didn't win. We didn't get anything out
Is
of it.
Trump taking the money out of it? Is Trump starting war in Iraq?
We could have spent
I think
it
it's
on
expanded to Syria and maybe Iran.
We could have spent it on our roads, our bridges, our hospitals, our colleges, our infrastructure. Instead, we didn't. We got nothing out of this war. So we'll see what he does. Obama said he was going to get us out of the war too. We'll see if he does.
Trump has never said he's going to take us. He might not have liked it originally, although he said two different things about that. But at no point he said he's going to stop the war in Iraq. He said he's going to win it using some magic strategy.
Well, he said he wasn't going to waste $7 billion on him. That's good. Not that I like any of the other things. He wants to waste a bunch of money on a stupid wall. I can't agree with that. In fact, I helped write the language in the.
But Mark, he's already sending more troops into Syria. He's not exactly.
Yeah, well, that's bad. Then he's going against his campaign promises to stop wasting money being the policeman of the world, which is what he said. Then Obama said that too. And then when Obama got in, he spent huge amounts of money on
In
the
3.2 miles.
So, you know, but Hillary had no problem with the war. She's more of a hawk than Obama. So,
She's more of a hawk than Trump?
Oh, yeah.
You're insane.
Dude, you weren't listening to the Republican debate.
She's a politician. She made me like, we got to be tough on North Korea, blah, 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 other campaigns. There's no way she was more of a hawk.
Now, she was in charge of the foreign policy.
The Putin boss got to you, Mark.
I just read the news and I look at who spent what. You can look at the spending for the war. We'll see when I'm able to get. You can find like accurate figures. It's something like
Something's already come out that his whole budget is way more towards fighting.
Something like antiwar.com. He may be funding it, but is he going to shut any foreign military bases? And is he going to pull out of Iraq? He says he wants to destroy Al Qaeda and ISIS, and okay. It's red meat that he handed the Republicans. Again, we have to wait and see what he's going to do.
He's already started doing things, Mark.
When Obama got into office, when he was campaigning, he said, "Oh, we're going to get out. We're going to pull it the first 2 weeks." And then when Obama got into office, he said, "Oh, I changed my mind. We're going to have something called the surge, which we're spending more than the Republicans ever dreamed of spending on the war. Win it, and then get out." Of course, he never won it. He never got out. And then
he did pull a lot of the soldiers out, though.
He moved some soldiers from Iraq over to Kuwait and called it a pullout. I think Bush spent about $1 trillion. Obama spent about $6 trillion. It was a huge.
Bush spent way more than $1 trillion.
No. That's Democratic Party propaganda. It's completely not true. And I'm not.
So the war in Afghanistan and Iraq cost no money.
Huh?
The war in Afghanistan and Iraq cost no money.
Not compared to the wars that Obama was running. It was huge. Those were much, much bigger. But both presidents, Obama has said he was going to get out too, and he didn't. And now Trump says he's going to get out. And
Trump is not saying he's going to get out.
Trump campaigned.
Go on your phone right now and find one thing where he says, I'm going to pull the soldiers out of Iraq.
I will go on and I can pull up all of his quotes saying we need to stop being the policeman of the world. And the Republicans.
But if he said that in like
cheer
2006?
If there's stuff of him talking about not liking Bush when Bush was running the war. There are interviews of him saying Bush is despicable for doing this. We shouldn't be in this war. There are interviews of him that.
He said we don't want to be the policeman of the world, and that I'm going to knock out ISIS.
Yeah.
Those two things go against each other.
Right, but that's the difference of nation building and trying to take over an entire country.
He has not said he's going to do nation building.
I know, he said he's not going to do it. He doesn't want to spend $7 trillion on the war. He beat the Bushes. The Bushes are the pro-war, what are called the neocons in the Republican Party. That's the pro-war end of the Republican
You don't
Party.
think Trump is pro-war?
And during the campaign, he campaigned as being against the war. Let's stop being the police of the world. Let's not spend $7 trillion on the war. I watched both the debates. I watched the Republican
Which also,
debates,
bring it back
and
to
I watched his debates.
Is something that
And I
Putin wants.
watched
He doesn't want the American
the
influence of
Democratic
Russia
Party
to take
debates.
over.
And where Bernie blew it is he didn't go after Hillary on the war. And he didn't go after her at all. And he blew it. He blew that whole thing. Bernie said he wanted to get out of the war. Let's stop spending money on war as well. So there are many things I don't like about him.
I'm a Bernie guy, but
There are many things I don't like about him.
You're delusional about Trump.
No, I'm talking about what did he say during the Republican debate. You didn't watch the Republican
I
debate.
did, and he said a whole bunch of bullshit.
Exit right.
So he did say those things that I can pull up. But people.
So he says he wants to not be the world police, but he
That's
also
what he said.
wants to knock out ISIS with
He
a
said
super
yes.
secret
He
military
said he
plan.
would. He
that
had a
only-
plan. He
That
wanted
even
to
the
fight.
generals didn't have.
He said he wanted to fight a real war against them. And if you're doing just some bombing to some of their infrastructure, that's not as much as Obama was doing. So, he does say he would fight terrorism, but he would say generally, let's stop being the police for the world. So we'll see what he does. And that's generally the general roles were kind of reversed here. Usually the Democrats are supposed to be the doves, but Bernie was, but definitely Hillary wasn't. And
When did Hillary say she's going to go to war with him?
we have to go. So we'll do another podcast. We'll sit down and we'll go on YouTube and we'll do all the clips. I don't have a laptop in front of me right now. Go into it. But
Here's the larger point, though. She's never going to be president. You can't go back in time.
I've been,
Clearly, there's signs suspicious going on. The fact that, I don't know. I don't trust the CIA.
I've been online and had the same argument with a lot of Democrats and Bernie supporters. And what I'll do is I'll send them 10 articles from the LA Times, the New York Times, CNN, CBS, Time Magazine, generally all the Democrat Party leading press that all says Hillary is a hawk, a worse hawk than Obama and Bush combined.
Well, my larger point is just about Trump. I don't think Hillary's never going to be power. That's never going to happen. What are you going to do if it does come out that his camp was in collusion with the Russians?
I would say we should have voted for Gary Johnson. He was the only actual real qualified person who's actually run a major state and did very well and was reelected.
Well, here's the larger point, though. You can't go back and even elect Gary Johnson or Hillary Clinton. You're going to just go, about Trump. You're not going to feel a little silly?
Well, silly about what? I don't really see anything evidence, but if some evidence is shown to me, then I'll be convinced. Right now, I'm not really all that excited about it. But we'll see what happens. I'm kind of not. Again, I'm not supporting Trump. I'm just saying,
You're just saying that he's the better option.
I'm just like, okay. We had two terrible candidates here. We had two awful candidates. They were just boring.
I'm not the biggest Hillary fan, but she's way better than fucking Captain Crazy Pants.
Captain Crazy Pants. They were both. She was. Oh God, what's a military term for it? I guess there's not. I saw them both as being completely crazy. But anyway, that concludes our podcast. If anyone wants, you can send me an email. I'll send you links to, whatever you want. No, CNN, ABC,
Hillary Clinton's really a vampire. I can prove it. She admitted it in the debate.
New York Times, LA Times about
Donald Trump's going to cure cancer as president. It's
Hillary
great.
being very pro-war. I'm not supporting Donald Trump. You keep accusing me of that. You think, because you don't think that Donald Trump is a Russian
You think there's
spy.
no evidence.
You don't think he's a Russian spy.
In fact, you've seen nothing. I can understand if you're like, I don't know, it could maybe just be a coincidence. But if you're like, there's still nothing. I don't think the Russians had anything to do with it. That's insane.
Okay. you'd have to show me evidence that Russia had somehow hacked into some voting machines. Then I'll go, okay.
For the 900th time, no one's saying that he hacked the actual machines.
I applaud seeing everyone's secret emails. I would love to see Donald Trump's secret emails as well during the campaign. I would love to see all that stuff. I think
see it before it's all
America should be informed about what's going on, so they can make a decision about Hillary, so they can make a decision about Trump. So I applaud anyone who gets in there and reveals the secrets of those in power. So I'm very much behind WikiLeaks. I'm very much behind wanting to see her emails. I'm very much behind. I would love to see his emails. If somebody hacks his emails, I'll look at those too.
Mark is really into emails, is what we're saying right now.
I'm really into the people in power revealing their secrets and them not doing things behind our backs or outside of the public eye, the public view, which is why the scandal we had with Hillary.
So all these things about meetings coming on between Trump's camp and like the Russian ambassador.
No, that's fine. I want to see all that stuff too. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with him. He has having ties to Russia. Did they do something illegal?
Yes.
We'll have to look and see. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what happens. But it's like now. It's like you guys don't remember the Watergate era, where they actually used to prosecute people for doing illegal things, like the President of the United States. They don't do that anymore.
I think they're about to very soon.
They don't do it anymore at all with either side, the Democrats or Republicans. Bush did a bunch of stuff that's illegal, torture, and a bunch of illegal spying on American citizens also, and then Obama did as well. And it's like they don't prosecute any of them anymore.
And
the Watergate
very soon with Donald J. Trump,
we will see,
agent of Russia,
and that's fine with me. And then we'll have Pence as our president.
Slow steps in the right direction.
For 8 years.
For 8 years.
Just 8 years. There's no way that the.
You think Pence can beat whoever in the next major presidential election?
Well, look at what the Democrats came up with. I mean, God. That,
So you're basing all the future elections off of this one election.
Who on earth? It's very hard to be an incumbent president, but who on earth do the Democrats have to run against anybody? Right
Fucking,
now?
it's 3 years from now, Mark.
Well, we'll see.
Mike Pence, who, if he didn't get the position as vice president, was going to get voted out as governor of Indiana. His popularity was that bad. You think he's going to be able to hold on to America?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. The Democrats have blown it and continue to blow it. They've lost the Senate. They've lost the House.
Mark, final question. Are you only this in favor of Trump because you've got your Trump bank joke? You don't want to let go of that.
I have to retire all my Hillary jokes.
The 17 spy agencies in America and all the foreign spy agencies in Europe are probably just doing it because they don't like Trump.
I don't want to give up my Trump jokes, so I hope they keep them. But
I should be in the FBI. I would get to the bottom of this fucking Trump thing. Because I get to the bottom of why you like him so much. Because you just want to keep doing your Trump bank jokes.
I hate.
Writing your jokes. You don't want to.
I hate giving up my Hillary jokes. I didn't want to give up my Hillary jokes. Hillary jokes are fun. You'd have a lot of fun writing Hillary jokes now too. For a comedian, Trump or Hillary is just a wonderful thing.
It really is.
It really is. You just cannot have enough Hillary jokes. Can't have enough Trump jokes. So I'm getting a little tired of the same Trump jokes. But the strategy of the Democrat has just been, let's call the Republicans racist, and it hasn't worked for them. And they're continuing to do the same thing.
That is true.
Instead of coming up with an actual argument against Trump and his policies of, hey, let's help the economy, they say, you're a homophobe, you're a racist. It doesn't work because they've been doing it forever and ever.
And here's what's going to happen. Trump is going to fuck himself out of this whole thing by being a fucking idiot.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Trump's biggest enemy is himself.
We'll see what happens. We're watching. It's a good thing to watch. But
with me watching the actual news and you watching
I watch. Okay, now I read LA Times and New York Times and CNN and ABC and CBS and Drudge. Look at also things on the right. The biggest news site on the web is Drudge. That's the biggest news site on the web. And after that, probably Huffington, then probably CNN. Those are like the top 5. But I look at all of them, and if we were talking about online again, I would send you 10 articles from everything you say. Oh, Hillary, no, she's going against war. Then I would send you 10 articles.
I'm not saying she was going to be tough, but compared to Trump, you're out of your mind. If you were like, she's going to start World War III.
And I would send you the clips of him beating the other Republicans in the debates by saying he was anti-war. Whether he was or not, but he got the Republicans cheering his anti-war stance, is what he did.
Which is probably what the Russians...
But Hillary never said anything against the war. And that's sad. And you can take her to task for it. I sat there and watched that debate. Bernie had the chance to tear Hillary apart, and he did not. He sat there massaging her like I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, there was no fire in him at all to go after Hillary on the war or any of her other policies. And, he had a lot that he disagreed with her in, and he just blew it. I said, okay, this guy's going to win. If he would have gone after her, who knows? But I don't think that he has the mainstream appeal that Hillary did.
He's been polled right now. He's the most popular, trusted politician in America right now.
Well, see, there you go. Then why did he blow it so bad that debate against her? You know what I mean?
Politics is a very ugly business. Sometimes politicians have resort to helping.
He should have been a lot uglier with Hillary.
Helped him out.
He should have. It's like he fought and fought and fought and fought, and then against the hypocrisy, against the lies, against the money and the money laundering done by the Democrats, and then when he got to the debate, it's like he shut up.
What fucking money laundering for the Democrats?
Okay, basically taking a bunch of money from Wall Street.
And Republicans don't do that. Donald Trump hasn't been doing that.
I didn't say that they did, but the Democrats are doing it, and that was Bernie's.
So you're getting mad about politics, politics.
That was Bernie's complaint. Was all the money in politics.
Mark, you have selective rage about that.
I'm not raging about anything.
No, I'm saying selective rage. You're like, the Democrats are all on the fucking take from Wall Street. What about Republicans? Oh, them too.
Okay, well, them too, yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about what was Bernie's message against the mainstream Democrats. Was that. And then when he got to the debate, did he talk about it?
Well, let's get back to my baseline thing, which is that Trump most likely has a collusion with the Russians. Hillary may not have been great, but still way better than Trump.
All right.
You're like, well, what about Gary Johnson? I'm not talking about Gary Johnson.
And I will say in reply to that you should have voted in Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson didn't know what Aleppo was.
Now, because we're libertarians, we don't care what Aleppo is. Stay out of Aleppo. That's what he would. He should have said, stay out of it. Stay out of Aleppo.
So libertarians' political ideas, we don't want to know anything about anything.
Stay out of it. We are not the policemen of the world, absolutely. We're not doing anything about Aleppo. We are not
the
going
discussion
to.
about being the policeman of the world is a separate thing. You also have to realize that the rest of the world is so connected to us. If we don't get involved, it can still affect us. If we should have gotten involved in World War II.
His answer should have been.
Mark, should we have gotten involved in World War II? Should we have saved Marina's family from the Nazis?
They had their own fascist dictator.
What I'm saying is, should we have gotten involved in World War II?
If
America is supposed to be the
that's a whole other podcast. We were attacked in World War II.
We weren't attacked by the Nazis, though.
Yeah, we were attacked by their allies, the Japanese. And we also
should we have gotten involved in World War I?
Should we transit? These are all, specious arguments. Right now, libertarian point of view.
So if the Japanese had never bombed Pearl Harbor, should we have gotten involved in World War II?
I'm against World War I and against World War II.
But that's not the answer to the question. Should we have, assuming Japan never bombed Pearl Harbor, should we have gone to Europe and tried to kick the Nazis out of Europe?
This is getting way, way, way outside of.
But this goes to the crux of the problem with libertarians. You say we shouldn't be involved in the rest of the world. And there's definitely how you should do it and things like that. If your overall argument is never get involved, then your argument is have gotten involved in that war?
Maybe.
But there you go, Mark. That's us being the policeman of the world.
But probably, is their plan to eventually come and attack us?
We don't know. We'll never know if they eventually want to come
and their plan was eventually to attack us.
They didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, they did. What is our intelligence saying? Are they just
let's use that argument.
to attack us?
Theoretically, other countries, whether it's Russia or ISIS, would love to destroy America. And they're starting over there. Should we go over there and be like, no, fuck you guys? By that same logic, ISIS wants to destroy America. Al-Qaeda wanted to destroy America.
None of these arguments apply to libertarianism.
The whole idea of using libertarianism has never been the policeman of the world.
Okay, well, at the end of World War I, we got basically saddled the German people.
This is a basic question, Mark.
Wait a minute. At the end of World War I, we saddled the German people with the debt for the war, causing a huge economic depression in Germany. We did that.
And that was mistake. That also gets to the idea of, like, if you're going to get involved in the world, what is the correct procedure?
Caused World War II and caused Hitler. So if you want to get into these hypotheticals, if the libertarians were running the government after World War I, we wouldn't have done that.
Do you think,
and we wouldn't have caused World War II.
Okay, then
so there wouldn't be a World War II.
Argument. You think if libertarians were running the country, the wars would all stop? You think no bad people would ever do anything?
We would not have foreign military bases in other countries.
That's something. Do you think other countries would not
be sticking our nose? We wouldn't be sticking our nose in the business of other countries.
But Mark, the question is, if America was a libertarian country, do you think other countries would stop invading other countries and going to war?
No, and they're doing that right now, whether we like it or not. And there's nothing we can do to stop it, whether we like it or not.
But we have stopped these things in the past. Serbia and Kosovo, there was a fucking huge war where they were performing genocide.
Okay.
Bill Clinton went in and stopped it.
Maybe he did, maybe he did. Maybe the other side just ran out of gas. Anyway.
But now you're doing hypothetical things about things that didn't happen.
Well, you're saying these hypothetical
you ran out of gas
things anyway.
Couldn't stop getting themselves from getting bombed by fucking American
Well,
airplanes.
then, according to the figures that I've seen, all we did was accelerate them giving up a little bit sooner because they would have run out of funding to begin with. And anyway.
To fucking stop a genocide of people, you don't think that's an important thing to get there and try and stop?
Sure. Go right ahead. But we've been in Iraq, and now more people have died in Iraq than were dying under Saddam Hussein.
Which again, it becomes a very hard thing to get involved in because when is it right and when is it wrong?
So it's like
if you say never get involved, you're letting people be murdered. You're letting genocides happen. It's a very tricky question of when you get involved or to what extent and what the best means is, because every situation is also different.
Do you go in and
but saying that we shouldn't get involved in all means you're going, we're going to let the rest of the world burn because it's not our problem. That's what libertarians are saying.
Let's look at the Middle East. Well, we can't do anything. We haven't stopped Iraq from burning. Iraq has been bombed back to the Stone Age. And it's much worse off now than when we.
But I'm talking about in general. Iraq, clearly a terrible fucking mistake by George W. Bush, right?
And by Barack Obama. Continued by Barack Obama. Accelerated by Barack Obama. And none of these countries are better off because they're over there. So, you can maybe cite Kosovo as being, a successful campaign.
Or World War II, Mark.
But if there's really
even if the Japanese hadn't bombed Pearl Harbor, they were still invading China.
Okay, but there's many arguments that we didn't need to drop the nuclear bombs on them because they'd already run out.
But again, you're doing minor oil and gas. Again, I do not agree with them dropping 2 nuclear bombs. I'm talking about overall the idea that libertarians should never get involved in anything.
Libertarians would not have dropped 2 nuclear bombs on Japan when they were going to run out of gas about 3 weeks later anyway. So they had to surrender either way.
Why do you think libertarians are like these angels who would run everything perfectly?
I don't think it wouldn't be perfect, but it would be better than it is now. Instead of spending trillions of dollars on war and getting involved in Iraq.
I'm not even saying that
I'm for shutting all foreign military.
For the record, since this could be going online, I am anti-war. I am anti-stopping dumb wars.
Shut up, you warmonger. You're just all pro-war.
But to say that libertarians have the answer is fucking ridiculous. Because libertarians are like, we should never get involved at all. You're fucking taking out into account the fact that people are getting fucking murdered, and you do have a certain
And that
responsibility.
you can somehow stop them from getting murdered by going over there and murdering even more people than would have been murdered.
Motherfucker,
Like how we vetted Iraq.
World War
Like how we
II.
vetted Iraq. Like how
Again,
we've done
that was not a good idea, not well thought. But to say that you should never do that or never try and help other people is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Let's take war off the fucking table, right?
Well, again, libertarians don't say we shouldn't have gotten involved in World War II because we were attacked.
Not
Okay,
by
so
the
that,
Nazis, though.
so
Not
that,
by the Nazis,
this is,
Mark.
but we have to think, if people want to listen to this, it's getting quiet because we're going to get in a circle
You just
here.
know I'm going to win this argument.
Because you're not winning the argument. You're pro-war, I'm anti-war. Okay.
I'm anti-war.
Well,
Also,
they quit saying you're all for it. Because the only people that are going to get us out of these endless wars
are libertarians, the saints of the world.
Well, and on that, the saints of the world, we shall end. Thank you, Jeremy Bassett. This has been 1 hour and 15 minutes. But maybe we'll do more debates about that in the future. But
Libertarians are magic. They never do anything wrong.
we might have gone to Iraq. That's for sure. So anyway.
Would they have gone into Afghanistan?
Huh?
Would they have gone after Osama bin Laden?
No.
So bin Laden fucking drops those 2 towers and libertarians would be like, man, can't get
More
involved.
people, there's no evidence that he had anything to do with that.
There's a video of him admitting it.
Of who?
Of bin Laden being like,
No, it wasn't bin Laden. That's super
how many conspiracy videos do you watch?
It doesn't have anything to do with conspiracy. It simply wasn't. Later on, the FBI came out and said that the translation was completely wrong. And it wasn't him, and it's not him.
You don't think Al-Qaeda fucking dropped the towers?
No, I didn't say okay. That video that was circulated was completely fake.
So you think it had nothing to do with 9/11?
Who had nothing to do with 9/11?
Bin Laden.
Show me the evidence.
Get out of this car right now. It's 55 miles per hour.
Show me the evidence.
Who do you think did 9/11?
We'll do.
Mark, who do you think did 9/11?
I have no idea.
Smurfs?
I have no
The
Spurs. I will say the
The
Spurs.
Avengers?
I will say the Spurs. I will say
Italy? Was it Bologna, Italy, where Marina's from?
I will
Maria,
say
did
the
it cause 9/11?
I can't
The
tell.
truth is coming out right now. It was the Italians.
You go ahead and
The mafia dropped the fucking Twin Towers.
and show me.
And the Smurfs. And Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was behind 9/11, according to Mark Selzer.
You show me evidence. I want to
Show me evidence that Hillary Clinton did all this shit.
her emails. Read her emails.
And she says I'm behind 9/11.
No, she didn't say she's
Laundering
behind
money.
9/11.
Right to exit 50.
That's a whole other thing. I don't want to go into junk like that.
Did we land on the moon, Mark? Did we land on the moon?
Because it's just endless. It's been covered already too much by other people.
Mark, did we land on the moon?
Joe Rogan. I don't want Joe Rogan already covered. Did we go to the moon or not? On
Is
his
the
podcast.
Earth flat, Mark?
I don't want to start doing.
You're not denying that you think the Earth is flat.
I don't want to start doing.
Why won't you show the internet your
Subject
emails
matter.
when you admit that you think the Earth is flat?
Already done by
That
Joe
the
Rogan.
Smurfs were behind 9/11.
I think metaphorically, yes. Metaphorically, the Earth is
It's
flat.
really the Care Bears. That's
I
what Mark
agree.
believes.
Metaphorically, that the Earth is flat.
And Mark is a 9/11 truther.
All right, so here we go. We're leaving right now. It's 1 hour, 18 minutes. Do you think that's long enough? Do people really want to hear us talk about 9/11?
I don't want to hear your voice
It's
after the
over.
trip.
It's over. It's
Hillary
over.
Clinton is the devil. She would have burned the whole country to the ground and let the Smurfs
And
have sex with all our women.
And maybe Trump will burn the country.
Sure,
to the
Trump
ground.
is probably in collusion with the Russians, but at least it's not Hillary Clinton.
All right.
Donald Trump loves peace. He loves women.
3.3 miles. Turn right on Jerupa Avenue.
He's a great person, according to Mark Selzer.
I didn't say that. I'm just not willing to buy everything the media tells me.
The news starts at 10 p.m.